Hold on just a second. My mic is not hooked up. It's not registering my Yeti. Love when that happens. There it is. Okay, now we have audio. Cool. Welcome everyone to our final tarot stream of the year. This is going to be actually our final Saturday stream of the year. Not the final stream overall. We have an Opmu on November 29th, Monday after Thanksgiving for the Americans. But yeah, hello, welcome. Oh, we got some new subs and some new members as well. I see we've got Connor. We've got a literal gremlin. And as you can see, oh, and we've also got, apparently for me, I don't know if this is for everybody, but subs come up in green, which was not the case. At least I didn't notice it the last time I did a stream. I didn't notice it when I did a Patreon stream, and folks who had subs, like, I see the little icon now. I'm getting used to this. Well, now you get emotes, and you actually get 6 emotes. You got the water for brain. That's our hydrate emote. But for those of you who are still enrolled in Twitch, I did upload 4 new emotes to Twitch. Now that Twitch expanded its emote slots to 9. So we have a water for brain. We have a Detroit reawakening emote over there that says begin again, which is, you know, if I ever game again, that'll be a good one to play when I die and need to start over. There's one, the love well don't kill heart, you know, so that's like a heart emote that's over there now. And the 4th one is, what did I do for my 4th one? I've plumb forgot. Oh, it was a live screen controller. That's what it was. So bloody controller, also good for deaths in games. So yeah. Hi Austin, I love you. Canadians had our Thanksgiving before Halloween. I've heard that. I've heard actually a lot of countries have various Thanksgivings on different dates. We do ours at the end of November, very close to Christmas. So that's going to be this week. I bet a lot of you are probably going to be entering breaks if you're in school and you're American this week. Or maybe other countries too. Maybe other countries also do fall break at like the end of November. I don't know. Let me know. I'm curious. Today, in the chat, I'm going to be doing some Streamchat giveaways for tarot. So if you've never been to a tarot stream before, essentially I'll do a monthly spread for anybody who wins a giveaway in the chat. Typically, I have a guest at the beginning, and we kind of have somebody on who I know at IRL. If Greg is in the chat, I'll do Greg, because I've wanted to do Greg for a while. But if he's not here, I'll just throw it to the chat and give away it to somebody random. So that's, you know, that's the thing. Yeah, so I have enough to do like at least 2 of them today, 2 readings today, and we'll go ahead and get started. If you would like for me to pick you for a monthly tarot reading here on stream, just throw the words "pick me" in the chat, and I will do the very scientific close my eyes and point method of trying to pick somebody to do. Lovely 3-day break. Yeah, it's a nice teaser before your winter break, right? You know, Austin's coming home for like, you know, 4 weeks, starting in like early December. He's coming home from college, so that'll be cool to have him home for like 4 weeks after being away for many months. In Germany, the next break starts at the 22nd of December. That's awfully close to Christmas. I feel like Christmas break should not start any later than the 19th of December. After the 19th of December, you should be done. You should be able to enjoy your break. And you should not go back to school before, like, January 6th. You know, give that time for Epiphany. Pillow cat, DBH voice. Greg! Greg, get back here! Greg, what are you doing, Greg? Yep. All right. We got a couple people saying pick me. I'll give it another minute or so. Silly pants with the emotes, Callie with the emotes. Scotland doesn't have Thanksgiving because I refuse to be grateful for anything. I mean, you could do the Sagittarius birthday thing and just celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas at the same time. Shout out to everybody who has a December birthday. All right, so we got some more. Cool. Let me Let me close my eyes and pick. Timmy Silver! Pick me. All right, Timmy. Let's go. All right. You know what? I'm gonna put on some sweet tunes. My usual beats. Lo-fi hip-hop. Where are they, though? Because they never come up. They come up in my YouTube recs, but they don't come up. There it is. I have to get past this BTS ad first. And a Captain America ad? What? I already watched Winter Soldier. Alright, there we go. Let's turn it down. Alright, cool. Timmy gonna meet the gay tarot witches that live on the moon. I have a December birthday, says Theo. R.I.P. Oh my gosh. Literal gremlin. Mine's on New Year's Eve. That keyboard sounds nice. It's a very satisfying keyboard, Shiny. It is very, very clicky-clacky. I got it from Greg. Actually, I got a lot of this from Greg. I bought a lot of this rig from Greg back in the day. Alright, so... Timmy, get ready, because I'm about to tell you how to split this deck. So I'm going to split it into 3 sections, and I need you to tell me how to put it back together. You can tell me left on right on middle, or middle on left on right, or, you know, whatever it is that you want to do. Get ready. Here we go. And your left is my left. Just so you know, left, middle, right. Hardy Low, welcome! Oh, it's been a while since I've seen you, Hardy Low. Welcome to the emotes. Love a good gamer keyboard. It's Joe. I kind of thought that was Joe. As soon as I saw gay tarot witches, I was like, that's Joe, isn't it? But if you want to call me a literal gremlin, I mean, I didn't want to assume who you were, but I didn't want to say a literal gremlin, that must be Joe, but, you know. All right, Timmy, let me know how to rearrange this deck. Also, let me know if this audio is, this background music is too loud. It's not too loud for me, but you never know. Left on the right and the whole thing on the middle. Left on the right, whole thing on the middle. Great. All right, let's move that aside. We'll need that later. Joe is Queen Gremlin. Not a literal gremlin, a metaphorical one, right? All right. So as I said, this is a monthly spread. We're going to be looking at the month ahead, and we're kind of the end of November. So you can, I would say, let's go ahead and consider this the end of the year, right? Like through the rest of 2022, Timmy, this is what our shit looks like. If I see something that's reversed, I'm going to flip it because I still don't know quite how to read the reverse ones. I'm still learning. And as you know, if you've been to my tarot streams before, I'm getting better at learning what the cards mean. I'm getting more experience because I do daily reads for myself now. And I have these really dope stickers from Ritual that I use in my really awesome tarot binder. And so I read every day, and so it kind of gets me familiar with the cards and what they mean and everything. But I still use Cliff Notes. I still use the Galaxy Tarot app. Sometimes I use some other resources now as well. I use Biddy Tarot. I use Labyrinthos. You know, there's a few different resources I use, depending upon what the card falls into, because I find the Galaxy Tarot app is good for, like, this is how your day is gonna be. But if you're looking at, like, advice or obstacles or love or, like, other very specific things, more resource material is sometimes a good thing, because cards change context depending upon what slot they're falling into. You got the Eight of Swords up here. We've had a few people land the Eight of Swords in that slot on this stream before, and so I know what that's gonna be. A lot of people actually get the Wheel of Fortune when I read for them on this stream. It's just kind of coincidental. It comes up a lot. Some of these other ones we haven't really seen on stream before, though, so it's cool that you get to see the art. The art, of course, being from our friend Lone Lion. All of this art was drawn by them. I'm gonna try to get this a little bit more centered here. And this is a custom deck. You really can't buy this. This was a commission deck for me. It was an anniversary present from Austin. So all 78 cards are custom designed front and back. And this is like a reflection of who I am as a person. So that's just like a fun fact for anybody who might be new. Audio sounds great. Great. Cool. Michelle's tarot reading glow up. Hi, Sylvia. Welcome. And also, thank you to, I saw a couple shout outs for the nails earlier. I don't know if my autofocus is on. It may or may not focus. I have to like cover up other things, but yeah, I've got some indigo holotaco with some Aurora unicorn skin on top, I think is what it is. It's my favorite nail polish brand. Yeah. All right, so Tammy, this is what we've got. Basically what the slots mean is we've got your current self, your monthly theme, your key goal, your major obstacle for the month, your major accomplishment for the month, where to find, or what to avoid, what to embrace, where to find encouragement, or where to find support, and advice and encouragement. So we'll walk through each of these individually, and also over here I pulled the bottom of the deck to show what you've been pushing down and avoiding the most. That'll always be a twist ending. So we've got the current self. Wheel of Fortune, a time of great change. Wheel of Fortune is basically a reminder that nothing is ever stagnant. Things are always in flux. Things are always changing. And if anybody's watched The Wheel of Time, which premiered this week, shout out to Greg, again, if he's in the chat. Greg, where are you, Greg? He's a huge fan of The Wheel of Time, so I'm literally only watching it for him because I've never really been that interested in the book series. But it's the same principle, that the Wheel of Time is always turning, and something about the beginning of the Third Age in the wind, and wind wasn't invented. I don't know. There's a whole prologue they open every book on. So in terms of current self, essentially, this just means you're in a time of change. It means that if you've been having a bad time, things are starting to make a turn for the better. If things have been really good, maybe keep an eye on the horizon because things might be turning for the worse. And this too shall always pass, regardless of whether you're going through a hard time or going through a easy time. Support from Shark, says Pillowcat. Yep. Actually, I quite like the way that LOL Chartreuse looks on the YouTube. I think it's a slightly different emote as well. I think it's my original design for it. Game of Wheels, yes. So in terms of current self, yeah, I think it just means you're kind of in a time of flux. You're kind of in a time where things are changing. It's maybe an unstable time where there's a big transition. And not much more to make of it really than that, because it's pretty straightforward. So we'll move on to your monthly theme, which is the King of Pentacles. Now I'm gonna have to look up something about this. Anything that's like a king or a queen, which I think is this one, and then the Queen of Swords up here, I'm gonna have to look up a couple of resources for, because they're difficult to read, particularly when they represent a theme. So let me pull up Biddy Tarot, because that's pretty helpful. King of Pentacles. I will tell you this. Pentacles represent wealth. And so this may have something to do with wealth coming your way. Maybe not literal wealth in the sense of money, but the wealth of good friendship, a wealth of fortune, a wealth of resources, a wealth of energy. And that will be your monthly theme. So yes, upright, wealth, business, leadership, security, discipline, abundance. And he is a king, so that's the top tier, kind of a stage of completion, because it's as far as you can kind of go in the suit. So here's what Biddy Tarot has to say about the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles represents material wealth, financial abundance, and worldly success. The king is a faithful provider, uses his ambition and confidence to create wealth for himself and others, and generates his self-worth from what he's accumulated and could share with others. When the King of Pentacles appears, you are confident and successful at attracting and managing wealth. Not only do you identify opportunities for growth and success, but you draw upon your self-discipline and control and manage your wealth for long-term success. You can translate your vision into something tangible, practical, and lucrative. You're the ultimate manager and business owner. You do not merely come up with ideas and hope for the best. You work hard to map out your plan of attack. Also indicates the final fulfillment of a creative task or a project, and is known to be methodical, planned, and well thought out. So as I said, kind of completion, kind of success. You reach the end of your goal in wherever you are. So this is your monthly theme, which is a great place to be. I don't know if you're a business owner, if you're a creative manager, if maybe you just have a group project at school, whatever it is. But basically this indicates that you will lead well, and you will manage your team well, and you will be successful in your endeavors. So it's a great card to pull. It's very positive. It's very, outlook looks positive on building wealth for yourself, kind of having everything you need, be it the wealth of success or the wealth of literal money. I did not start a new job recently. Oh, yeah, well, okay. There you go. Congratulations on the job. Yeah, no, that's pretty fitting. I would say that new job is going to go well, and your first few months there are going to be very successful. So cool. Wow, I straight up did not see that in the chat before I started reading all that. Wow. Okay, so on to the rest of the month. We've got your key goal, the Seven of Cups. I think this is one that I can sometimes remember based on the way it looks, but I'm definitely going to need to look it up to be sure. I think this has to do with choices. I think this has to do with, you have a lot of different choices for things that you can embrace. The Cups is a suit of emotion. This one I'll look up Galaxy Tarot, because if it's a key goal, then it should be pretty straightforward. Interestingly, I drew the Eight of Swords as my daily for today, I just saw, which is not a good, it's not a very friendly card. I get it a lot, actually. It's one of my most, my most drawn cards. My most drawn cards tend to be the Eight of Swords, the Hermit. I get the Hermit all the time. I get the Hanged Man all the time. There's something wrong with my deck or something, because I always draw the Hanged Man. But I'm also always waiting on something, so it's just make peace with uncertainty, bitch. Still, again, some more. You still need to learn this lesson. You haven't learned it yet. Okay. Yes, so the card Seven of Cups is a card of choices and fantasies. So the reason I remember that is because you have lots of different cups to choose from. And they're all full of different things. You've got Mothra, you've got death, you've got dragons and jewels and all sorts of other things. Lots of octopus. There's an Iggy right there, I think. So essentially, we summoning Greg yells hippo a bunch of times into the night air. We're trying. I don't know. I'll just Greg, arrive. I'm beating my magic drum. I don't know. So yes, the Seven of Cups is choices and fantasies. This is the key goal for the month. It means you have so many choices available that indecision may prevent you from choosing anything. It could mean that you have your head in the clouds, dreaming of all that could be, keeping you from focusing on the here and now, making any progress. If you have a lot of structure and stagnation, this card could indicate the need to shake things up in order to recognize alternative paths you could take. Could also represent dreaming and visualization. Come on, come back to life. It's good to dream and experiment, but beware of your experiments and fantasies standing in the way of healthy development. So fantasy, illusion, creative brainstorming, altered states. Interesting card for key goal. Because we have a lot of choices, and choices are really strange to fall into a goal slot. But creative daydreaming is a good thing, and being able to sort of step back and say, all right, I'm in a transition stage, new job, whatever it is. I'm creating wealth and abundance successfully, trying to do that, headed towards that as my monthly theme. And I think that creative brainstorming is sort of a necessary step on the path to that. It's you have to make time for yourself to meditate, make time for yourself to be alone with your thoughts, and be able to figure out what choices you have and see them all in front of you and present them in front of you to be like, all right, what are my choices? Because I think sometimes, particularly for me, as a very scatterbrained person, I get so flatlined on like all the different things I could do, and I feel very overwhelmed with all the different choices I can make, and it makes it very helpful to be like, all right, what do I need to tackle next? What can I tackle next? What can I do to get myself back on track? So it's a good ambition for the month. Ultimately a positive card. It's about fantasy and daydreaming and just letting yourself sort of relax and say, all right, let me dream of where I want to be. Now, the Eight of Pentacles is your obstacle for the month. An ironic obstacle considering what your monthly theme is, because I'm pretty sure the Eight of Pentacles, I might be confusing it with the Five of Pentacles, because, let me see, I can never remember what the traditional drawing of these are, because the Pentacles are the ones that are the farthest from the traditional drawings in this deck. Yeah, I'm confusing it with the Five of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is actually very positive. For a moment, I thought it was the Five of Pentacles, which means that you're going to be financially unstable, and I was like, that doesn't really make sense, because that's not what we've gotten. The Eight of Pentacles is much more positive. The Eight of Pentacles portrays a young man diligently and happily working on a project. You've already completed a great deal of your task and is focused on maintaining the quality of your work. When this card appears, this type of focused and satisfying work is indicated. You might be soon employed in steady and rewarding work, and then you need to persevere in a matter that is near completion, or that you are learning a great deal through work that may feel repetitive. This card is about nearing mastery and maintaining effort and focus into the end. And it's about repetition. So, 8, if 10 is the card of completion of a stage, 10 always means like you're done, it's over, you finished, victory, success. 8 is really close. 8 is like, I'm almost there, but oh my god, this is starting to feel really repetitive, and I'm like 90% of the way to the finish line, and I don't feel like crossing it. It's getting really hard. It's like that final uphill, that final mile. And this is the obstacle for the month. So while we're, creating wealth, we're brainstorming, we're in this transition stage, this is like, it's gonna start to feel tiring a little. It's gonna start to feel like those holiday doldrums are gonna start to kick in. I am feeling it with the end of the year. It's like, man, so close to break, so close to a relaxation, so close to a vacation, so close to finishing up the year and wrapping up those loose ends. I just want it to be kind of over with now. Push through, persevere. I know daylight saving time also makes things very tiresome and very, that burnout feeling. But you're not going to burn out. You're going to get there just before, anything breaks. So you're almost at the end of the stage. You're almost at completion. Just keep your eye on that finish line and you'll get there. The Ace of Cups, accomplishment for the month. Aces are all about opportunity, and cups are all about emotion, as well as, or wands are about creativity. So yeah, cups are more about emotion. I think this is kind of about an opportunity for some sort of creative project, though, even though it's a cups. Let me verify. Actually, no, it's an opportunity for emotion in the sense of it's an opportunity for a relationship. This is an opportunity for intimacy and pleasure, for social gatherings, a romantic getaway, a letter from a dear friend. You might receive a heartfelt gift. This is a chance to make a fresh start emotionally. Again, holidays are kind of coming up, so I hope you do have a chance to hang out with some of the people you care about, get some heartfelt gifts, give some heartfelt gifts. And it might indicate a need for you to let your feelings flow freely, whether this is expressing your love for another or letting your tears out. The Ace of Cups also indicates an opening of intuition. Pay attention to your dreams and be receptive to the subtle signs around you. Again, a card that indicates dreaming and daydreaming and intuition and sort of tapping into magical thinking a little bit as an opportunity. This is your major accomplishment for the month. So that's pretty positive as well, as getting to spend time with the people you care about, getting to make a fresh start emotionally, maybe telling that person how you feel if there's someone in your life that you've, maybe harbored a torch for, that you haven't said anything yet. Maybe now's a good time because it's Christmas and we say how we feel. Walt says, this deck is gorgeous. Is it available? I think there might be... It is a custom deck designed by Lone Lion for me. It is custom to me. There might be a way Austin, if you have the link for it, throw it in the chat, because or send it to a mod to throw in. Actually, I think Austin has mod privileges, so he might be able to do it. I think there might be a way for people to buy it a la carte, and Lone Lion might actually get a commission off of it, but I don't remember the link. So unfortunately, it is pretty custom for me. It's like one of a kind. Lion does have one of their own though. I bought one for Lion, and then I got to autograph the box when they came to visit set, which was fun. Pulled the Eight of Swords for me in that same slot last month. Yeah, I think I did. This Eight of Swords comes up in this slot a lot, and it's a pretty straightforward reading. It's something a lot of people need to hear for things to avoid. Always get that way near the end of writing a long story. Oh, it is NaNoWriMo this month. Yeah, also, I don't know if you're participating in NaNoWriMo, but if you are participating in NaNoWriMo at all, like, holy shit, this is a mood in terms of the obstacle for the month. Like that, oh my god, I'm so close to my 50,000 words, but I'm so tired because it's NaNoWriMo and now I'm full of turkey and I'm 3 days from the end of the month and I don't want to continue. I don't do NaNoWriMo anymore because I'm not a novelist anymore, but, like, mood. Also, like, if you participate, I think you participated in the Wumptober and stuff, all those sorts of, or Inktober and all that, that really, that's a mood too. All right, so moving on to the Eight of Swords, as we were talking about, this is your sort of therapy section, I like to say. You've got your what to avoid, what to embrace, where to find support, advice, and encouragement. The Eight of Swords, this is about being trapped by limited beliefs. I really like that this art by Lion actually is similar to the Rider-Waite traditional tarot deck, because I very specifically remember that when I got my tarot read a few years back by a very mystical tarot witch named Frankie that I discovered on a gig once, I drew this card and she explained it to me and I'll never forget it. She said that essentially you see that the face is blindfolded and her arms are bound, but her feet are free to leave. Meaning that all of those beliefs, those limiting beliefs, this idea of feeling trapped is all in your head when your feet are actually free. It's imaginary. So essentially when we're talking about what to avoid the feeling that you are limited and that you're trapped, because that's an illusion. You have more power than you think. You are free to leave. You're free to make your own fate. You have more choices than you think you do. You just have to get out of your head a little bit. You have to get out of this feeling of being trapped. And I think that, you know, going back to the Seven of Cups for this key goal of the month, creative brainstorming and, I mean, it says altered states, and I don't know what your position is on that. Personally, that's not really for me. But if you are into that sort of thing, that might also be something to look into in terms of getting out of your own head and being able to, meditate on something, creative brainstorm, tap into your intuition, tap into your higher self that is not, sort of locked into societal beliefs or what you feel is true or what you think is true. So yeah, pretty easy read on what to avoid. The Queen of Swords is what to embrace. I promise that this is more positive than this card looks. This looks very dour with the hand reaching for the sword like that, this ghostly hand. But in reality, the Queen of Swords represents an independent person with great clarity of thought, pursuing your desires with strength and maturity. Treasures solitude and is able to overcome loneliness by pursuing independent projects, has a sharp mind and a keen sense of justice. Great self-awareness, but might be overly critical of her own thoughts. She will benefit from developing greater compassion for herself. So this is what to embrace. I would say, intelligence is very valid. Independence is very valid, but also embrace the idea that, be kind to yourself. And again, I think that, going back to this Eight of Swords, we can be very much our own worst critic at a lot of times. And it's probably a good thing to focus inward and, use that intelligence to see what value you bring and what power you have. It's not all about, the emotional validation of like, I feel valid or I feel like I'm right. sometimes you can logically be like, you know what? I know what I want, and I know my plan is good, and I know that I am capable. And that can be knowledge and not just feeling. Embrace a sword. So in this reading, you might also represent professional counsel. When choosing an expert, look for someone who seems to have forthright and clear characteristics of the queen. That might also be something to embrace, is to find the smartest person in your life and align with them, reconnect with them, maybe ask them for help, or maybe just, re-spark that friendship, because we do have the Ace of Cups, which is all about, resetting emotionally and stuff as well. It is interesting that you have an equal number of... You got 3 pentacles, 3 cups, and then 2 swords. The only thing we do not have at all is wands. Which is interesting. Wands is about creativity. So this is more about, like, intelligence, emotion, and wealth. This was more about, like, I'm getting, like, career vibes. And maybe also, some relationship vibes and some emotional vibes as well. But not really, I don't think that this reading is particularly about writing or art or anything, or like a creative project, because there's just no representation of wands and creativity in this at all. It is all completely about, like swords and cups and pentacles. Trying to have more faith in my own intuition, says Timmy. Well, it's a good thing you ended up with a tarot read. At the very least, you can trust mine. So, 6 of Pentacles. You got a shark. Look at that. The 6 of Pentacles is in the where to find support. If you can be yourself, be yourself. If not, be a shark. That's what that's saying. The 6 of Pentacles is about charity, actually. It's about giving and receiving and the balance in between them. It can be indicating that you show gratitude for what you have by giving to charity or helping others, pay it forward. Or maybe you have been giving of yourself and you will see this effort returned, that what goes around will finally come around. Which, Wheel of Fortune kind of suggests as well. Don't be too proud to accept help from others. What goes around comes around. Yeah, see? Pay attention to how you use your energy and resources. If you feel resentful or exhausted, look for ways to give in a more balanced manner. Don't burn yourself out. If you are not getting what you expect, look at what you are giving. In a relationship reading, this card's reminding you to pay attention to how you give and take with that person, but this is in a relationship reading, so that's kind of irrelevant. So yeah, this is about, charity and about, reciprocation for charity that's been given. Where to find support. So I think that the most obvious sentiment here is don't be too proud to ask for help. I would say that falls the most in line with where this landed in your reading, is ask for help if you need it. Rejoice in your friendships. Make a new start emotionally. Tell that person how you feel. Tell your friends you love them. All of that. And again, holidays are kind of coming up, so it's good for that. But I would also say where to find support is in the idea that you have already helped people, and that, just trust in the fact that the people who you have helped and the charity that you have given has not been forgotten and will hopefully come through this month, and that will be a good support system for anything you need to accomplish in the month ahead. And then we got the 5 of Cups, which is advice and encouragement. Now, this is an interesting one because this is a card about loss. And mourning and disappointment and suffering. It's one of the harshest cards in the deck, which is very at odds with a lot of the rest of this reading, which is very positive, and it also kind of at odds with the idea of where to find advice and encouragement. Loss and suffering. But here's the thing. So this is another fun reading that's also very similar to the Rider-Waite. The idea of loss is represented in the cups themselves. So you see that these 3 cups have fallen over, and he's looking down at these 3 cups and thinking, I spilled my wine. Look at all this wine I've lost. Well, these 2 cups behind him are standing upright, and he doesn't even see them. With loss comes opportunity. With loss comes the idea of, it's all about what you focus on. You can choose to focus on what you've lost and spilt wine and spilt milk. Or you can look behind you and see, what? Those 2 are still available. And so that would be my advice and encouragement for the month, is to look behind you and see what is still available, what haven't you lost, what is still an option. And that will allow you to, be able to get to this wealth and abundance and creative daydreaming and positive transition that you've ended up with. And this is also very similar to the Eight of Swords, right? Is the idea of, it's not about it's not about what you see. It's not about what you're focusing your energy on. It is about, what are you not seeing? What are you choosing not to see? You can choose to see those things. You can choose to see opportunities. You can choose to see beyond the walls of your own making. If you just look a little harder and maybe brainstorm a bit, maybe rely on those who love you, maybe ask for help, maybe rejoice in your friendships, and maybe cross through that burnout if you're approaching the finish line. Trying to find some meaning in lost.jpg like the rest of our Tumblr kids. Maybe it's saying listen to Adele's 30. It's pretty emotionally rough. Yeah. For me, it's always Taylor Swift, Taylor's version of Red right now. But yeah, so I'd say that's my advice and encouragement for the Five of Cups is to say, don't focus on what you've lost, focus on what's still available, and focus beyond. Letting go of plot lines can be the best way to make the story move forward. I agree. Sometimes you got to kill your darlings too. That's definitely some advice and encouragement for looking from a creative standpoint. Or, sometimes from an emotional standpoint as well. Sometimes there's a relationship in your life that, you really value, but you know that it's causing you harm. Sometimes there's, something else that you didn't pull any, you didn't pull the devil for any cards. So I would say that you're probably not overindulging and pushing something down and refusing to look at it. But speaking of that, though, let's look at what was on the bottom of the deck and see what you have been avoiding. The Ace of Wands. That's a fascinating card to be at the bottom of the deck. So as I said, aces are about opportunity, and wands, interestingly, were not in your spread at all. And so wands being creativity, this is the thing that we're sort of not looking at right now. It's buried. It's like we're just like not focusing on it. This can be because you're compartmentalizing and you're choosing not to see and you don't want to look at it, or it could be that you don't have the energy to look at it right now. But Ace of Wands is about a creative opportunity, a new creative project, some kind of, and also, interestingly, it's in the ace colors, which, be that as it will. Sometimes stuff like that. Sometimes I do read in Lone Lion's actual art. Like the other day, I pulled the live scream card, which is death. It's the death card, but it was my live scream card. And it was rather relevant, to what I'm going through right now, because I'm doing a lot of work on live screamers at the moment and going through a lot of negotiations for live screamers at the moment that I really wish would be done by the next op move so I could tell you all about it, but I don't think they're going to be. So a little more detail about the Ace of Wands. In a career reading, look for opportunities to be creative, seed that must be nurtured, new bright idea, burst of creative energy, excitement, enthusiasm for something creative. Yeah, it's basically new creative project is sort of the thing that we're pushing down and not looking at. So, I think that tracks with everything else because it seems like you're very focused on career and relationships and self right now and not really focused on, maybe your writing or maybe, some other art project that you maybe have worked on in the past. But that doesn't mean that you have to. It doesn't mean that this is something that you should focus on. It's just an acknowledgement of this is something that's not being looked at right now. Manifesting that it will be. But this is about the end of the year. And so take that as your end of 2020, end of the year. All these projects I'm refusing to write down. How dare you call me out like this? Telling a writer that they should be writing is pretty easy cold reading. It's not... I think that's something all writers feel all the time. It's not something that makes me psychic. It just makes me somebody who's been a writer for 25 years. I wish that wasn't a mood, but it's a move and a half. Yeah. Oh, wait. Especially during NaNoWriMo. Geez. But, yeah. So that was your reading, Timmy. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you feel read. Those gay tarot witches, they never fail. And let's do one more in the chat. So if you want to be the next Timmy Silver and you want to be read like a motherfucker, throw in some pick me in the chat and I will do my very scientific Picking again. The K-Terra witches roast us all eventually. I'm just thankful that I'm finally getting to a point where I can, I don't have to look up reference material in every single card. I'm really starting to get a little more intuitive with it, which is fun, because, it makes it feel more personalized and more accurate to the readings. It makes it feel like I can actually read better for other people. These streams are so cool. Oh, thank you, it's Roaches. I'm probably going to continue doing them in the new year. Got some card shuffling ASMR. Oh, lost a card. All right, looks like we got a few entrants, so let me do my blind pick. Cassidy Fishman. All right, Cassidy, you're up. All right, pepperoni. Yeah, they do auto emotes. You gotta do the old school XD. Won't turn that into a face, probably. Maybe it will. I don't know, you could always subscribe and get my emotes. Real talk, I probably am gonna go back to Twitch in the new year. Just because things have settled down a little bit over there. And I do miss Twitch. And I like that I will have 9 emotes over there now, too. But I'm still gonna do Patreon streams over here. So if you tune in to my $5 Patreon streams, frequently, and it's probably still worth it to have the emotes over on YouTube. And I might still do some YouTube streams here and there. Depends on what they are. Oh god. Kim's getting away with it. That's funny. Alright, Cassidy. Get ready to tell me where to put these decks. How? This is left, this is middle, this is right. Well, Ian just did it too. That's so bizarre. Maybe you have to put a space after, or don't put a space after. Maybe that's the difference. Did a Russian X and an English D. Oh, wow. What a way to go out of your way to make some wild emoticons. Where do I purchase 1,000 Russian X's? Right over left, all into the middle. Right over left, all into the middle. All right. Putting the bottom aside. Okay. We never got Greg. R.I.P. Hopefully I shuffled these enough. Okay. Oh yes, these are very different. Cool. All right, Cassidy. Very, very different. Lots of different cards. Okay. And we're starting where we ended with the Ace of Wands. All right. So in your case, I would say that this is more of a positive. because this is your current self. So, creative opportunity, new burst of energy, enthusiasm, ready to get started on something, feeling like you're about to start on something new. We've actually got a lot of wands in this reading. We've got the Page of Wands, we've got the 5 of Wands, we've got the 10 of Wands. This is a very creative reading. You've also got some major arcana here with the Strength and the Emperor, and some pentacles, the Ace and the Queen of Pentacles. No swords, which means that this reading is probably not going to really have anything to do with career. A little bit of cups, but this is also the advice and encouragement slot, so I wouldn't really take that much to stock. I would say that mostly that this is going to be about creativity with a little bit of wealth and a little bit of, you got Strength and the Emperor, which are two very powerful major arcana cards. So let's get ready to be creative and to embark on a new project. Yes, as you say, Theo, lots of creativity in this reading. So this is pretty much the opposite. The opposite of our previous reading, lots of creativity. So, current self, Ace of Wands, new creative project. Important thing I want to note about any ace, might be the Ace of Cups or the Ace of Wands. Oh my god, you got 3 aces in this. Wow. Wow. Okay, cool. New beginnings, that's what this is all about. I'm getting very strong readings of new beginnings, especially with this 10 up here, because this is in a slot that indicates completion of some stage. And then we've got Queen, okay. Emperor is also 10. I mean, it says... I'm gonna look this up, because this is wild. Emperor, I thought the Emperor was 10 as well. I mean, it says 9, I think, or it says 4, but that is, okay, no, it is 4. And then Strength is 8. Some of them have numbers, some of the major arcana have numbers that don't make any sense. 3 aces, wow. Okay, so yes, I will definitely make this note about aces because you have 3 of them, which is wild. So aces are all about new opportunities. So you have new opportunity for creativity and for a creative project. You've got new opportunity to restart emotionally and, like, you know, start a new relationship or reset emotionally. And Ace of Pentacles means new opportunity for, like, wealth of some kind, new opportunity to make money or to attract wealth. This is interesting because it's all pointing to a big newness in your life, but also the important thing about aces is that they are a seed to be nurtured. They are an opportunity, they're not a guarantee. It means that you have to do something, you have to take action to be able to bring them to life. Bye, Shine! Thanks for coming. The Emperor is the daddy card. It is! It is, Joe. We'll get to that. You know what's funny is that it's like all it is he's just the daddy card. So yeah, new creative opportunity. Let's get into it. Strength. This is your monthly theme. Strength means you need to pull upon your inner strength. It's also the card associated with Leo, because it is the lion. And actually all of these cards are associated with the zodiac. If you're super curious, let me know what your zodiac, your sun sign is, and I might point out cards that align with that. That could be fun. I know that this is Leo. I don't really know. Is the Emperor Sagittarius? Because it kind of seems like a Sagittarius. The Emperor might also be Leo, actually. But typically there's not more than one in the major arcana for the zodiac. What do we got? Aries. Okay, yeah. The other fire sign. So you've got Aries, you've got Leo. And then all these have them as well, but Swords is the air signs. Cups is the water signs. Wands, I think, is maybe the fire signs. And then Pentacles is the earth signs. An Aquarius. Oh, so you would have pulled the sun. Or no, the Star. The Star is the Aquarius card for Major Arcana. Now I'm curious. I like to find links whenever I can, especially because this reading is very interesting with all these aces. Browse cards. Aquarius cards are swords, and you don't have any of them. So yeah, you have no Aquarius cards in this whole deck. Interesting. Maybe it's at the bottom. I haven't looked at it yet. All right. So strength. Must call upon your inner strength. It is your monthly theme, and there is more to it to that, and I want to find a little bit more to say about it than that. This is one of those cards that I've actually done a deep dive into, but I'm just forgetting because I haven't studied in a while. The lion is really representative here because it's about that wildness inside of you. It's urging you to work with that wild part of yourself. Find a balance between your basic drives and your higher aspirations. You might find that like exercise, getting into your body, you know, meditation, that sort of stuff is a positive way of like taming that wildness. And if there's conflict in your situation, strength might be advising you to face your adversary with love and compassion. Don't worry, you're not giving up, just taming the beast. So it's about pulling upon your deep inner strength, but it's also about taming something wild. Be it a relationship in your life, you know, somebody that affects you, or just a part of yourself that is maybe a little self-indulgent or a little off the rails, just trying to get closer into that part of yourself. So that's your monthly theme. Bye, Christy. Have a happy holiday. See you in the new year. Capricorn having the devil card. I find that funny that the Capricorn has the devil card. I would have thought that Capricorn would have been the judgment card. Like, judgment to me seems very like Capricorn, because Capricorns are very like analytical and businessy and very like kind of dry in a lot of ways. And so devil is like Devil and Scorpio seem like they should go together a little bit more. Or like Devil and Aries seem like they should go together a little bit more. Like somebody who's a little bit naughty in the zodiac, which is not Capricorn in the slightest. So I find that very funny. I can't remember which one is Pisces. I think it's it might be the Hermit. That might be why I draw it so much actually for myself, is I think Hermit is the Pisces card. Or maybe the Hanged Man. Either one of them. I draw them all the time. It's wild. All right, so key goal for the month. Ace of Pentacles, another opportunity, and this one for wealth. I want to make sure that I'm on point with this one, because this is the ace that I've kind of discovered the least. An opportunity for real concrete growth, the beginning of a new project, chance to improve your health, a gift you can use for further gain, money you can invest in your future. So it might be a new opportunity in the form of somebody giving you a lot of money, a new job opportunity or promotion, or even just like a chance to improve your home. You could strengthen your roots or spend time in nature. Don't overlook this gift you're being given. You have the opportunity to make the best of it, but it can be squandered if you don't take action. So this is your key goal for the month. Somebody send you lots of money is a key goal for the month. But also maybe getting a job offer, or maybe getting some kind of important gift. The holidays are coming up, so maybe there's something on your Christmas list that you're really hoping that you get that could help you in the new year. Yeah, that's kind of just pretty straightforward. The Ace of Pentacles is the most vague ace in terms of the others. Like, this is very clearly about creative project. This is very clearly about new relationships. But this ace is sort of, it could be anything. It's like some kind of new opportunity. Could be money, could be a job, career-related thing. But it kind of could be just anything. And you've drawn so many, so we're going to see a lot of new opportunities in this coming month. You'd be surprised at how Capricorns can be. Oh, that's, I've got a Celium in Capricorn, so, maybe it's not a surprise. I have 5 planets in Capricorn in my chart. I consider myself an honorary Capricorn, actually. It's not in my big 3, but it's basically my number 4. So the Page of Wands is the obstacle for the month. Interesting card to be in the obstacle. Because the Page of Wands, I think, is pretty positive. I'm going to look up Biddy Tarot's definition of this, though, because I think it's going to be more helpful. The Galaxy Tarot app kind of fails me when it comes to the royalty cards. Wands. I think this is, what flag is this? Is this the genderqueer flag? These are the pride. It's, all the wands in Lone Lion's deck are pride. That's basically their suit theme. So, obstacle of the month, the Page of Wands. When you draw this card, you are inclined to give anything and everything a go. You embrace the opportunity to start out on a new journey or project and see where it takes you. Another new opportunity. You do not necessarily have a solid plan in place, nor do you really know where you're headed, but you are excited about the possibilities. And while the appearance of the Page of Wands indicates that you're experiencing creative restlessness, notice that the page is standing firmly and his staff is planted firmly on the ground. He's not going anywhere just yet. You need to take your creative spark and ground it down to reality so that it is ready to be implemented in the physical realm. Okay, so interesting. Obstacle of the month. New opportunities abound. We see that in all these aces. But you're feeling a little scattered, and it's important to remember to ground yourself and to make a plan. Creativity is great, and you have all these opportunities in multiple different directions, but you'll go nowhere without a plan. So the obstacle of the month is sitting down and strategizing, making sure that whatever creative plan you have, whatever thing you want to do, you can actually pursue that and actually have a plan in place to chase that dream and make it a reality. So that's your Page of Wands. All right, so accomplishment of the month, the Big Daddy Godzilla. So yes, this is the daddy card. The Emperor represents fatherhood, just like the Empress represents motherhood. My Empress is actually Mothra. And I actually pulled the Empress for my mother's reading last month, which was kind of fun. But it's not just about fatherhood. It's about, well, the sort of stereotypical idea of what masculinity is, and that is logic. And the key goal for the month is to think logically and rationally about your or the major accomplishment, rather. This is your key goal. This is your major accomplishment. Major accomplishment is to think logically and rationally about your situation. If you have a position of leadership, use your intellect to make the best decisions for your team. Could be urging you to increase your stability in your life. You might need to set limits on your own behavior to achieve your goals. And your father figure may be relevant at hand, but really this is about structure, stability, and intellect. The closest thing that you have to a sword in this entire deck so far. So I think that in terms of, we're all pushing in this direction. You have these opportunities. You're trying to tame the beast, tame the wildness. You need to make a plan for your creative ambitions, and you need some stability and some structure in order to achieve your goals. It's all really pointing in the same direction. Opportunities abound, but you gotta tame that wildness inside of you. You've gotta make a plan, and you can't just let your brain be scattershot all over the place. Making a plan and making a strategy and thinking logically about how you're going to implement what you want to do and take advantage of these opportunities. That's the only way that they're going to succeed. So up here, we've got the Ten of Wands, which is the only 10 that is not positive, I believe. 10 of Cups is joyous and celebration. 10 of Pentacles means, you've won. Now, granted, 10 of Swords is terrible, so I guess there's 2 and 2. But it does mean completion of some stage. 10 of Wands is a project that has become burdensome. So essentially, he's carrying all these sticks up the hill. It's Godzilla again. I always love when I draw Godzilla, both Godzilla cards in the same reading, because it really emphasizes the idea of stability and logic and power and leadership. The Ten of Wands is in the where to avoid standpoint. Godzilla has taken on too much. He's carrying too much up the hill, and while he used to be excited about all these wands, all these creative opportunities, now it's a burden. He's taken on too much. This was a project that at first seemed really fun and really great and really exciting, and now it's just a burden because it's too much work, and he needs to delegate to some other people. So this is in your what to avoid slot. So what I would say is that you have all these opportunities. You have a lot of things that you're working on right now. You have a lot of things to do in order to make this a reality. Make sure to not overburden yourself, and make sure to delegate. Ask for help. share these opportunities with other people. It'll help you in the long run. You don't want to overburden yourself and take on too much, especially not in the holidays. Then we've got the what to embrace. 5 of Wands. I love this card. It at first glance seems very aggressive and maybe negative, but it can have a positive. And I think when we're in the what to embrace slot, it definitely has a positive. I think in the terms of this overall reading and paired with the 10 of Wands, it has a positive inclination. The 5 of Wands is about competition, particularly the competition of ideas. But in a positive aspect, it's about teamwork. It's about a bunch of people, fighting for their ideas to be heard and collaborating on a project. What to embrace is other people's ideas. Get input from other people. You might not like to hear it at first. The feedback might be hard to hear. You might disagree with it. You might think people are just being assholes about whatever their opinions are, but still listen and embrace the idea. It doesn't have to be a competition. Not everybody who wants to change your work creatively is trying to hurt you or is trying to mess up your work. A lot of them have some valuable things to contribute. And particularly when we're trying not to overburden ourselves, bringing other people into the process can be a very positive thing. So yes, embrace teamwork, embrace the forum of ideas. You don't have to accept them all. You can reject all of them if you want, but you should at least hear them. You should at least ask for them and embrace the concept of a little bit of friendly competition and debate between other people. The Queen of Pentacles is where to find support. The Queen is an interesting card to end up in where to find support, because sometimes this means find support in somebody who is like the Queen. The Queen of Pentacles is a very practical and organized woman. She's successful in business and creating a secure, comfortable home by making sensible decisions. She's made steady, sustained progress, is well-grounded, cares and protects for others, and also is concerned for the environment and is efficient with resources. So nurturing, motherly aspect, sensible, grounded, in the earth. Again, I'm pretty sure that the pentacle suit is the earth signs in zodiac, so, that groundedness is really important. Pentacles also are metal, which comes from the earth. That's kind of how you can remember. So I would say that this just kind of contributes to everything else. Where to find support is in groundedness and in making a plan and sensible decisions and logic, both in yourself and in the people you align yourself with. And then the Ace of Cups, we've already talked about this in the previous reading. The Ace of Cups is an opportunity for an emotional reset, embracing new opportunities with relationships, telling people that you love them, reconnecting with people and making emotional connections. Lots of opportunities for friendships and relationships in the coming months with the holidays. This is also your advice and encouragement. I think the encouragement is to involve other people in your process, especially when you have the 5 of Wands and what to embrace, and the 10 of Wands and what to avoid. You have a lot of friends. You have a lot of people who can help you. You have a lot of people who care about you. This is a great opportunity to reconnect with those people. Surround yourself with your people to make this creative project a reality and to help ground you as you move ahead. So, I don't know if any of that resonated, but it's an interesting reading because it's very, very much, this reading has a point of view, I like to say. This reading has a theme. This reading has something that it's very clearly trying to say, and that is that, you're going to get some major opportunities this month, but do not overburden yourself and do not be scatterbrained with this opportunity or else you'll squander it. You definitely want to make a plan, approach it logically, make some sensible decisions, and listen to some counsel from people you trust. Don't get cocky, kid. Now let's look at the thing at the bottom of the deck, the thing that you're pushing down, the thing that you're not looking at, the thing that you are avoiding. This could be a thing that you are avoiding because it is something that's traumatic and you don't want to look at it. It could be something that you just don't have the emotional energy to look at right now. Or it could just be something that is off your radar, and that is the Magician. Oh, that's such a sad card to be in that slot. You know what? I think that this is still a very empowering card. The Magician is all about personal power. It's all about believing in yourself and realizing that you have the power to make things happen and that you are magical. So if this is something that you've kind of been avoiding, something that you've kind of been putting off, maybe this is the empowerment that you need to hear to make all this other stuff this month happen, is that you do have the power to make things happen, even if you don't believe it yet. Cassie says it's actually very close to home right now. Well, tell me more if you want. I'm curious. But, yeah, this is definitely about creativity. And I think that in the case of the magician, you do have, you know, what I can't remember what this infinity sign means. The torch means that you can light the way. You have the potential to make things happen. You just have to combine action with intention. Start gathering the resources you need to make your goals. Also, the magician is the one card, which is aligned with, guess what? Aces. So this is the other ace. This is the 5th ace in the tarot deck. So the only one we didn't pull was the Ace of Swords. This means that you have the ability to start something, and that you can create your own opportunities. You don't have to sit around and wait for them to come to you. So what a powerful reading. What a fascinating reading. That's one of my favorites that I think I've ever done on the stream, because I've never pulled stuff that said things so loud before, I don't think. And also very positive for both readings today. And I always like to have readings that are very positive and to give people something to look forward to in the month ahead, rather than, hey, you're suffering. 10 of Swords, the Tower, everything's terrible and awful. Like, go be alone. I've been avoiding a lot of responsibilities because I don't know what to do, or I don't think I can do it, specifically in school. Very relatable. Yeah, I would say I can definitely get that way as well. It's just like being stuck in waiting mode for things, and doing things out of order when you have ADHD is a terrible plight. Sitting around waiting for, you know, a special email to come or something. Me just checking my email right now and seeing that it's not there. It's just spam. Great. I still wait. But yeah, I would say that just lean on some other people, get some other ideas, get out of your own head, get some outside perspective. I always find that helps. There's a few people I have in my life that are very helpful when I ever feel stuck, emotionally or career-wise, or, you know, creatively. They can really be helpful to be like, oh, okay, you know, let me show you in a different perspective, especially when you have a very diverse friend group who does have very different perspectives on life. Sending lots of good vibes your way, Cassidy. You absolutely got this, says Neb, and I concur. And this concludes the last tarot stream of the year. I'll give you a final spread of some of our beautiful cards. You can look forward to seeing these again next year here, maybe on YouTube, but probably on Twitch. We'll probably be going back to Twitch. And we'll be doing one final YouTube stream on Monday, November 29th, which is the Monday after American Thanksgiving. So it'll be not this Monday, but the Monday at the end of the month. Octopunk Monthly Update, and the final stream of the year. We'll do some highlight reel for 2021 to kind of show all the fun stuff we did this year, and also maybe some previews of things, maybe some big announcements. I'm not sure yet. Keep an eye on my Instagram and my social media to see what fun things will be announced on November 29th. And if you are a patron, I'm probably going to try to have another stream this week about, you know, interviewing somebody for Detroit Reawakening, but I need to get on that. I need to schedule that and figure out when that's going to be. And it might end up being Austin talking about the music or something that he hasn't done. I don't know. We'll see. I need to contact Selena so that we can do a little stream on maybe Tuesday night or something. But as always, stay great, hydrate, have a happy time zone, have a great Thanksgiving for anybody who will be seeing family this weekend or